Euchariah goes together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Now, welcome one and all back to Chaos Tales. For this Halloween recommendation, I'd like to point out one. We all love Dr. Seuss, especially all of his characters, especially Grinchy himself. We all know that he associates with Christmas, right? He even represents one out of 3 of the Christmas colors. Did you know he also associated with a Halloween special? Halloween is Grinch Night was premiered and released in 1977. We all know that. Let's see, back in the 60s, how the Grinch Stole Christmas, based on the book by Ted Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss, created his book, and was the one that he associated with more onto his personality. Then it became a special that Chuck Jones of Looney Tunes fame became involved with, and it became a classic, a family tradition, family favorite to this very day. And I always loved the Chuck Jones. We always call it the Chuck Jones Grinch, for sure. Especially when Boris Karloff nailed it on both the narrator and you know who. For this one, the Halloween special, I remember finding about 3 years ago, Mom I found it, watched, say, oh, maybe he associates with Christmas. He is. It first opens up with the Grinch with having a pretty much wicked smile and a pretty bizarre opening. Most people still talk about and remember this, particularly because of the third act, which seems a bit rememberable. But we will get. Yes, with the last special, both Chuck Jones and Dr. Seuss were involved together. For this one, it is David H. Hypatty and Fritz Freeling, who also did Looney Tunes specials, and even my favorite cartoons and the Aardvark back then. It was also produced by Dr. Seuss, and he would go on to do pretty much other things. As you see here, I do love the background of how it opens up on. Clearly, we now know this is a prequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Look at this beautiful animation sky. There's a green, orange, they're Halloween colors. And you can really feel that autumn crispness in the town. And you still see, with Dr. Seuss, he is pretty much involved in this, for sure.
Truly a beautiful sight, all the friendly small housetops of Whoville glowing bright in the changing light. All the Whos who lived here in Whoville paused.
Around the time Boris Karloff passed away, and so they got Hans Conried to narrate and voice the Grinch. For those who remember Hans Conried, he's the voice of the father and Captain Hook and Peter Pan. He also did a few other specials with Dr. Seuss, like he narrated in voice of Horn Hears a Who. The Sneetches, and I think the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T that Dr. Seuss was also involved with, and pretty much I love with this. There is the one thing that these 3 different Grinches have in common is that they're all voiced by a British actor, which is a nice little nugget there. And there are some Grinches that we try to just look away from. No offense, but the Christmas special made Whoville a little bit bigger. With this here, it feels more like maybe it's like the countryside, or like the small land of Whoville, or like before they constructed it to get bigger, I guess. I don't know, but I still do love the colors of autumn here. Not need to gush too much, but it's true. the way this kid screams, I feel like, I don't know who voiced the kid. It clearly was not a child, but I mean, this world is already bizarre enough that it already fits in, like, wah, and like, I want my teddy bear, Ma! And just, who's that? Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dr. Seuss or maybe Frizz. Who knows?
I suggest we stay indoors tonight. I suggest we lock ourselves in tight. Tonight, you know, won't go quite right.
If those are interested, and I love the song here, especially with the, so whoever's on the xylophone is going off the walls. Ding 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 ding. Those who did the lyrics is Joe Raposo. He was responsible for doing the old song lyrics on Sesame Street. One of my personal favorites is Grover is around, under, over, and through. And he did all 16 songs in Raggedy and in Andy's Musical Adventure. And with this, they're all unforgettable and very highly creative there. And Joe is also responsible for that It's Not That Easy Being Green, sung by Kermit, which is a musical gem, right?
I wouldn't go out on a night like this for $1.50.
That's a specific amount of money to not go out on a night, like $1.50. I wouldn't go on a night like, if it was 20, then I'd rush out there for 20, because I'm greedy. If it was 20, you'd zoom out there, wouldn't you, Grandpa?
From their sleep inside the tree stumps, and all the green start growling. And that growling and that howling runkles and grunkles up the pond. And that's why I'm suggesting.
Well, so far we seem to get the picture here. Whenever we hear a gush of wind, all the Who's barricade themselves inside. No, it's not a hurricane. All these signals, like these these creatures grumbling and the water's boiling, and it's going to lead to the Grinch going to come down and just put the fear of God in them, perhaps. I can picture the Grinch being a Halloween character, perhaps. I mean, get him, orange eyes, I believe they are. And he's already bit that instead of the Ravenscroft, I mean, he's pointing out his hair that it's not Thurl, that it's Raposo, and like, nothing's wrong with Joe Raposo. Come on, man. Don't be mad.
Max? Oh, where is he? Max!
Apparently, when he yells out, the background turns red, which is like a symbol of danger or caution, and out comes this little, Stockholm Syndrome dog. I don't know. Does anyone ever question where he got Max from? Like, did he is it like a stray that he found on the side of the road or something? I'll never find out. I know specials probably did do it before. There's fan theories, but it's been around for a while. Like since the 50s and 60s.
For teeth. It's a wonderful night for Grinch Night. Their troubles will now commence.
Not to put this Halloween special down, but I loved the Grinch's teeth much. I mean, Chuck Jones and his team were much more creative on the Grinch's teeth back in the Christmas special, because they're like teeth on top of teeth, and it was much more bonkers and already over exaggerated. With this, it's still pretty straight normal. I mean, they're all right, of course. By the time to get down that mountain, the credits will already be rolling. But it's only like 15 seconds, but you don't know when God's name is in that wagon, but you can tell it's dangerous, something insane. Like you ever has some pounding, banging on the inside, and like, oh, what is it? What sort of thing the Grinch has in that weird big ass wagon there?
And no one could speak until finally Euchariah said,
Grandpa Josiah?
and Grandpa Josiah said, yes, Euchariah? And Euchariah said,
Grandpa, we...
By this point, you can tell, as a viewer, you can tell some of these scenes can feel like a filler. Cause just waiting to get to that, I mean, to the most creative part of the movie. And I challenge you to have it like a drinking game with your friends. If you have any good friends of yours, and just take a shot of how, when you can tell, like, there's a filler scene happening, like, and then Josiah said, and Euchariah said, glug glug glug, Euchariah said, glug glug glug, oh dear God, you're gonna die of alcohol poisoning by this point.
9006. Line's busy. Very busy. Ah, here he is.
Glug 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 glug, filler, glug 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 glug. No offense, I love this Halloween special, but dear Lord, get to the. I mean, but you already go like, hey, when's the Grinch coming back? I'm getting bored.
It is my duty to inform you if conditions improve or if they worsen. I have infiltrated his territory, keeping sharp eyes upon this schnook, and focusing my focusella to take still another look.
And we also have here, to me, is a little entertaining, despite he's probably not a filler character, and he's mostly just reporting on wherever the weather is or whatever the Grinch is doing, voiced by Henry Gibson. For those who remember Henry, he's been in another Doctor Who special, Daisy Head Maisie, which is interesting. Good movie, good voiceover roles like Wilbur and Charlotte's Web, the original. He's been in the Tom Jerry movie where that veterinarian that creep is creeping up on. I've seen that meme a few times. Let's see, The Burbs, The Incredible Shrinking Woman. One of my personal favorite episodes of Tales from the Crypt, directed by Tom Hanks, which is a must-see watch, and it's a brilliant.
Exclusive Grinch Night ball. Gonna be the only dancer in the Whoville town hall.
He got a big Grinch wagon, put that way before I start acting up.
Michael is quite cold. But I assure you nobody is gonna...
So on Halloween night, is he like some sort of like magical being, or like a effed up demon on just Halloween, or like every night he can use, because he didn't have magical powers in the Christmas special, so I feel like that's just them, the writers just being as creative as they possibly can, or too exaggerated, perhaps.
Have I said and said, how many times have I said in my head, what am I doing here? Why am I the slave of this Grinchy old crock? And I say how I wish...
Glug 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 glug, drink glug glug glug, a filler. Although it is kind of a mix between, you feel a little bad for Max, the Stockholm Syndrome dog, and because like, why am I held captive by this Grinch a-hole? And like, you do feel sympathy for Max at times. He just...
Lady, my sweet Auntie Whoopi Whoopoon, feeding you holiday grits with a big silver spoon.
Oh, that's such a cruel smile. That's such a cruel smile. Also, wait, you can understand Max? It's weird that you can understand Max and just be a dick to him. Has anyone else pointed that out before? Just me?
I fear very much care for me now.
This animal cruelty in a Halloween special, pretty nice. Max is thinking about his poor auntie, like, oh, poor me, and after Grinch goes, blah! This is slightly a little bit hilariously mean-spirited.
You know something, Grandpa Josiah?
Do I know what, Euchariah?
You know, sir, this looks a lot better without my glasses.
You put your glasses back on.
Yes, face the facts, Uriah. Your parents don't love you. That's why they ditched you with the grandparents. That's why they went off gambling on Carnival. They won't last 2 days on that godforsaken. And look at me, roasting Carnival cruise on a Halloween special.
I missed one. Got it.
Yeah, that was all worth it. Just crush that one flower. That's how cartoon evil he is. Instead, of just rushing all the way down there, taking his sweet old time, making his poor little Stockholm dog. I mean, poor shot that heavy ass card, and you just had to go back. Like, no, go back. I didn't crush that little flower. That's how cartoony this Grinch is.
Something, Grandpa Josiah.
Uriah.
Oh my gosh, look what he's doing now. He's hunting down the Wuzzy Woozoo.
Shh, yeah. Shut the hell up. The news, football's on. Uriah, shut the hell up. Also, what we get here is now the Grinch is chasing this Wuzzy Woozle thing. Apparently, I guess it's another filler. Glug, 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 glug. And it looks like an overgrown, bleached cotton ball just running. Like, is it worth? Wait, what is this thing? Is it worth the plot? It's mostly just for the Grinch to get his comeuppance, which is about to come up here real quick.
Something, Grandpa Josiah.
Do I know what, Uriah?
I gotta go to the euphemism.
The euphemism? No one goes to the euphemism on a night like this.
But I got...
And so off goes Uriah to euphemism. What the living hell is a euphemism? They never address on that. Is it like a museum, like some sort of school, like who church? Like, they just don't point. They don't show any context to that at all. They just need. I feel like they need some reason for Uriah to get out of the house to then interact with the Grinch. So I guess there's that. Like, what the hell is that? And we never heard from Uriah again. Roll the credits.
Euphemism. Huh? Oh.
Hey kid, I got a big stash of Who Hash here. It's hidden by over there. You want some? You're 18, right?
Nice doggy. Poor lost doggy. I'm gonna take you home with me.
Am I the Grinch?
Sorry, sir. I have a slight astigmatism. An optical condition in which parallel rays of light from an external source converge or diverge unequally in different...
I do get a good chuckle out of Grinch is just already look bored. That's like, can we just get the hell to the wagon already? Even the Grinch's already bored. Like, can we just get through this? This already feels like filler. You and I both, Grinch. Glug, 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 glug.
I'll show him.
I heard lowbrow humor, but highbrow humor is redonkulous.
What he had to do, stall for time.
I know, geographer, but apparently whatever kind of rock or mountain that is, unless there's snow and it's winter, Christmas, you go slow. You're probably it wouldn't go down at all. Going down the try and go sledding. So that's.
Will you please scare me some more, sir? I sort of like it.
Look, kid, I gave you the $2 treatment. You're not worth a first-class Grinching.
Apparently, Grinch is a verb. Second, that eyebrow, that's a bad thing. That was a $2 thing. Like, what the hell's a first-class Grinch? Exactly. we're about to see coming right up.
Okay, you asked for it. Quit fumbling with your glasses.
Put your damn glasses back on and get in my van, kid. Do you want some candy or not?
Come on.
This takes about maybe a minute or two. I love how they really take this time to build up the suspense of what Ugrai making all his way up to the wagon, just to see what is going to happen. Just building up the tension here. Just building up like, oh man, this is going to be terrible, terrifying.
Beyond the courage of most men, with the sour sweet wind howling, stood before the gruesome Grinch and said,
And here it is. Here comes the artistic part that everyone remembers of the special the most, that I remember, that you remember. It is the most freaky out experience. Like, they probably took right out of the dark mind of Dr. I wonder if Dr. Seuss or Fritz Greenling was on LSD in the making of this. Maybe. And one of the deep voice singers here, his name is Thor Ravenscroft, but you probably know him by a few other names. He was the original singer back in for Your Me One, Mr. Grinch. He also the voice of Tony the Tiger. He also did a few things for Disney like Grim Grinning Ghosts and A Pirate's Life for Me, and a few other things. And you cannot forget his deep, memorable voice. So clearly, Dr. Seuss had he clearly had a lot of darkness, darkness in his mind, like all good-hearted people. And for this project, he just splooshed it all out into this. Like, he does have some beautifully, scary, dark drawings, and hopefully not to be associated with those meant for children. Of course.
take a spook's tour.
Man, I would love to see a haunted attraction just like this one. The Grinch would make millions off this haunted house attraction here. He really would. He would ditch the little crap hole in his giant mountain and buy a mansion, a big yacht. Ditch the Stockholm Syndrome dog and get a Great Dane. Can I just take a moment, real quick, just to give a round of applause to the artists and musician to really make this most creative as they possibly can with the brightening colors and the scary creatures and monsters here. There's round of applause you guys for working hard on this. I just will never say anything bad about you. Just
You know something, Mr. Grinch?
Why?
Well, sir, as I knew it would, sir, the sour sweet wind is dying down. No wind ever blows forever.
So what?
and with the slow imagery here of Ugrai just swirling a little bit, you can tell the Grinch's evil magic is kind of dying down. Even the Grinch knows crap, I've been tricked. I used all my good stuff on this little shit. Oh, jeez. I know. Sit on it, Spin Grinchy. They have a sizzler. one thing I never got my mind wrapped around, and I don't know if anyone else did when they ever reviewed this special too. Yes, this is a prequel, like a Halloween prequel, before the Grinch would get his heart would grow 3 sizes and get redeemed in the Christmas special. But apparently, let's see, I guess Max was tired of his bull crap and went down to live with the Who's. I guess in special, there's one point where he would go back with the Grinch. Like, I guess either you forget this ever existed, or I don't know if the Who's ever have dogs down at Whoville, and they're just terrible at taking care of their dogs, or they don't have any dog food, or the Grinch, or like the Grinch owns Max's soul, or he has all Max's stuff is at the Grinch's house. There's just so much to think about. Have you ever? I feel like don't think too hard on it.
I'm sure gonna miss that Grinch Night ball, but that wind will be coming back someday. I'll be coming back someday.
And now that poor green bastard has to go all the way up the mountains, had to carry that heavy ass wagon all by himself. And we really, as an audience, really don't know. Well, we see what's in the wagon, but we don't know what he was going to do when he gets down to Whoville. Like, I love mysteries like those. The mystery, like, they don't give us the answer. Like, they leave it by imagination of this. Leave it up for interpretation of what happens when he gets down there. Like, what will he do? Some dirty, maybe. Well, clearly it's got something to do with the wagon, so if he opens the wagon, hell will break loose or something, or maybe he'll commit genocide and he'll just release it or something, or maybe he actually has hell out there and it'll release all the demons and kill everybody. It's just up for interpretation.
Mariah, there's your Mariah!
What an unusual way to come back from the euphemism.
Yeah, one unusual way to come back from. Wait, where are they looking at? They don't even have a TV. How can they? Are they like looking through the window or something? Second, what is a euphemism? We never like. What a strange way to get back from the euphemism that we don't. And there you have it. That was Halloween is Grinch Night. It does hold up. And even and I know some people still do bring it up a few times, and it is a creative Halloween special. Despite the filler, or the fillering characters, it still has some pretty original, catchy songs, amazing background color and imagery that really takes up the autumn and Halloween vibe. And we see, like, apparently the Grinch here is both animal abusing and I guess a magical god in this. And with that the voice that Hans Conried nailed, especially the third act, which it's just like Dr. Seuss and Halloween gushed all over it. And I still enjoy it once or twice every Halloween. I still do, and it's nice a few people still talk about it a handful of times, really. And we all know that the Grinch is the OG homeboy of Christmas specials, for sure. Yes, and I would recommend Grinch Night for sure. It is pretty fun, and I do love enjoyable, underrated Halloween special at best. Sure. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and happy Halloween!